My wife cheated on me with her cousin. Now she's pregnant, but she's saying it's my baby, and even my family is supporting her. But the truth is very dark and disturbing. To summarize, my 34M wife Anna 33F cheated on me. I don't know why. She says she doesn't know why either. Anytime I ask anything, it's just a river of tears. She says sorry and begs me to forgive her and forget it. But I can't. But leaving hasn't been easy either. We have 2 boys together. She's my high school sweetheart. Our families are longtime friends and are still tight with each other. They've all urged me to stay for the kids. To forgive her since it was one time. To not give up all the good because of one bad. But the worst part is that she's pregnant. I found out about the pregnancy from my mother, as I had her blocked and wasn't living in the same house anymore. I demanded a paternity test. She readily agreed and swore she'd get rid of the child if it wasn't mine. She's had nothing but curse words for her affair partner. But then, all she's done since getting caught didn't confess is curse the guy and herself and cry. She's threatened to end herself. All she does is hug the boys and cry. I'm waiting on the results. I'll divorce her anyway, but she says the baby is for sure mine. She slept with him once, whereas we'd been intimate pretty much every night for the duration of her affair. It lasted 2 months, I think. They met, talked, and slept only once, if I'm to believe her. I don't know why, but the idea of the child being mine disgusts me. It feels like she couldn't commit to anything. Not to me, nor to the other guy. Why was she cheating if I was satisfying her? How is it that she wanted to talk about her feelings with some random man, but not me? How was she sharing her deepest thoughts and feelings with this guy and being with me all at once? How does that even work? I've always thought cheating was because you weren't being fulfilled by your partner at home. I've read all these stories of wives leaving their kids, denying affection to their husbands, making jokes at the husband's expense, ruining the men financially, etc. She's done nothing of that sort. She's still the best mother I could have hoped for my sons. They love her more than they love me, I know. She was still the same loving and giving woman I fell for while she was with the other guy. I saw her text the ones she hadn't deleted, and every other text is, I love my husband. I don't understand. I can't make heads or tails of this situation. If I did give her a baby, am I expected to forget and move back in? What if I can't do that? It's easy to hate the child now because that might be her appease. But what if it's mine and I still hate it? I genuinely don't know how to be without her. Our entire lives are interwoven. Some days I want to go back to the blissful ignorance I was living in. The DNA report takes a week, I believe. It's been 3 days. My sister visits Anna regularly. I'm angry about that too because she's only visited me twice, says my wife, who just looks at our wedding photos and cries. We have a whole junkyard collection worth of pictures and memories. She begged me to go see her once. I am clueless as to how to proceed. It would have been so much easier if she had been a horrible woman for those 2 months that I could begin to look back and hate. But I can't. Life had been as normal and sweet as ever. I don't even have a bad memory of her that I can use to hate her. Our last big fight before this, I can't even remember. I'm going to see her and my boys tomorrow. I think I'll ask for DNA tests on them too. I know they're mine. But you never know. Maybe I'll do it just to hurt her. Maybe I'll find something, and I'll just hurt myself more. But that feels so unfair to the boys. Just how do I make sense of this? Comments. Undercover tortoise. Don't ever stay for the kids. It's such an odd concept in my culture. And every person I grew up with who had both of their parents grow up fed up and are still working through those issues, including myself. You will find yourself taking out frustration on the wrong people, most likely the kids. Find a way to divorce her and do right by your boys. They deserve all the love, and whatever that takes, take those actions. Bargle Noddles House. Contact a divorce lawyer and reach out to schedule an appointment with a licensed marriage and family therapist immediately. Do get paternity tests on your other children as well. You are not going to find out why she cheated on you, certainly not right now. All you can do is what you can control, which is take the steps towards separating your lives and arranging things for your children. You can be fair, but you must be firm. Do not let tears dissuade you from proceeding. You cannot live with her any longer. There is no way you will forget how she betrayed you. Do not delay. Take action tomorrow morning. OP. I met with the lawyer. I don't remember what I told him, but he said I sound like I don't want to leave her at all. He suggested therapy, and I have begun looking for one. I know the kids are mine. They look so much like me. Anna always said she loved how our boys were my mini-me's. I love that too. I miss my boys. But I also know they'd never choose me over her. I can't even hate that because I love that she's been such an amazing mother. I couldn't fully move away from her. I don't even remember life without her. I'd gladly give away everything just to go back in time and stop her from making such a choice. Professional drama. Why was she cheating if I was satisfying her? Because her cheating has nothing to do with you. She was trying to fill a gap in her. It's not your fault. She needs therapy desperately. She needs to stop cursing her affair partner and start taking responsibility for her affair. You need therapy as well. I've always thought cheating was because you weren't being fulfilled by your partner at home. That's not true. And I'm sorry you found out what a bullshit thought this was this way. OP. I cannot even tell if we're completely broken. Sometimes I just need her next to me. And other days, I wish she was just gone. I love her. I really do. It's unaliving me because I write one bad thing about her, and I immediately feel sick. This wasn't supposed to happen. The affair was over by the time I found out. She had blocked him, and he had texted her from a different number. I looked through her blocked list, and the guy I don't know who had been texting her from several different numbers, and she had blocked them all. The oldest blocked number is where I found the texts. She has never cheated before. That much I know. The kids are mine, and I know that too. It feels like it would be easier if she had some past history, or was cold or something. I don't know. But it seems like the guy came out of nowhere, ruined my life, and left. My boys don't know, thankfully. Anna has been taking care of them, and whenever I talk to them, they ask me to come home. But they don't seem sad or scared. They have their mom with them, so they're happy. I don't know how I'll ever convince them to stay with me. Update. Edit. I called her. She was crying again, but agreed to meet with me. I told her I was going with divorce one way or another. But whether we can ever reconcile a few years later or not fully depends on her honesty. She was crying, and her voice sounded rough. But after a while, she said she would tell me everything. So she does know why she did it. But for some reason, she asked me to bring my sister along. My sister hasn't said anything either. I'm only praying my sister doesn't turn out to be an accomplice or something. She didn't beg for forgiveness or say, "Think about our kids," after I told her how manipulative she's sounding. She seemed genuinely shocked to realize how she was holding me hostage with her threats. Does that mean something deeper? Are they the actions of someone who has remorse? Edit. I talked to her. She showed me all the evidence, and I found out who the man was. I am certain now that she was, in fact, assaulted. However, Anna doesn't seem to think so. She says she didn't fight back and had goaded him, which made him attack her. I cannot update because Reddit is being strange. I have decided to put everything on hold for now and just take her counseling. Nothing else until I get the paternity results on the baby. Thank you so much for all the advice. Comments. Undercover Tortoise. Edit. OP's updates were posted after my reply. His wife was his ad, and that changes everything. He was not cheated on. I hope no one equates SA or sexual assault with something even close to cheating, and I hope she gets the support she needs. Update. So the DNA reports came back, and the baby is mine. I wasn't even surprised at this point. The day we sat down and talked, she told me she had returned home to immediately take her birth control pill. So she was certain the baby would be mine. And she once again said that if by any chance it was the other guy's, she would abort the baby. She had no plans or desire to have kids with anyone except me. I won't lie. Her words were a good comfort to me. I could tell she was telling the truth. I've been reading too many Reddit stories of men finding out their wives were all too willing to have some random man's child. I cannot lie. Even the idea of that made me sick. I asked her if she'd keep this baby, even if I filed for divorce. She said yes. So, that's where we're at in terms of the baby. As for the other guy, not disclosing too many details, it was a relative of hers. An older cousin who had been harassing her for a long time, literally since before we even met. She just never said anything to me or complained because her family and frankly mine too are obsessed with the entire family comes before all mindset. I'm seeing this pressure to keep everything together happen to me in real time after all. Anyway, long story short, he had returned to our hometown around 3 months ago and started texting, following, and harassing her. Hence all the blocked numbers and repeated texts about being happy with me and loving only me. She admitted to sending him a videotape of us being intimate as a way to make him ashamed of her and leave her alone. She had repeatedly spoken about me and mocked him when he insisted he could do better. She thinks all this goading and insulting had triggered him to attack her, and she never said anything to me because she is certain it was her fault for engaging with him. If she had ignored him like before, he'd have just left her alone. I've seen enough texts, confronted enough people, and heard enough to confirm she isn't lying. Now I'm just focused on getting this woman the therapy it turns out she has needed for a long time. I have decided on legal separation for now, but haven't met with the lawyer yet. Our kids will have both of us, of course. And I'm happy to know that at least my irrational hatred for the baby is gone. It's the only positive thing I'm feeling right now. I'm beginning to think clearly now. Reddit has helped me feel confident in protecting myself. I don't feel quite so selfish now. I will support Anna because she desperately needs it. Our relationship needs work, but that comes second to her health, our baby, and our sons. I'm going to work on us, but I'm also taking steps to protect myself and the boys. I have Reddit to thank for giving me the confidence to do this and not feel guilty. Much thanks for that. Edit. I am not divorcing her. It's a temporary separation because she needs to heal first before we can be a couple again. Her response to being harassed by that man was to put herself on me. She admitted our first encounter over 10 years ago was in part influenced by his obsession with her virginity, meaning our first time happened before she was actually ready for something like that. Her response to his texts was to send intimate videos of us. Her response to me trying to get some space was trying to seduce me back into bed with her. I'm not a therapist, but that attitude is not healthy. That much, even I can tell. Right now, her idea of therapy is to pretend like nothing happened and try to get intimate with me at any opportunity. And she takes my saying no as rejecting her for being used. I'm not helping her with this separation, I know. But I can tell I'm not helping her cope by being too close either. A little separation is best, as suggested by the therapist and lawyer. Yes, I know she didn't cheat. It's because the title has to be the same for an update. I'm not calling her assault cheating. Comments. Wicked Whiskbaker. You're not obligated to answer these questions. I'm just trying to gain a better understanding. Cousin S at her. This has been confirmed by sources within the family. Has the cousin attempted grooming her in years past? The tape of the two of you was sent to the cousin under duress, willingly, and to what end? I'm confused on this piece especially. I'm not implying your wife is lying. There's just a lot said that is missing context. Either way, your wife needs therapy. You're right to support that, her health, your sons, and this baby. Therapy might be a good choice for you too. Sometimes just having an outside and objective person to ideate with is tremendously beneficial. This is a complex situation. I hope wisdom, peace, and resolution rise to meet you with every step of this journey. OP. Her mother confirmed it after I threatened to call the cops on her. She said Anna told her, but she thought it was a lie because it was too disgusting to be true. Her words. Anna said he had always made comments about her. But her aunt and mother assured her it was nothing serious. Anna sent that tape after he kept telling her she could do better than me and was mocking me. She thought it would shut him up and maybe disgust him into leaving her alone. I have no idea what she was thinking. We all need therapy. That is for certain, and we've got all our appointments lined up. I think separate therapy is needed first, and then a couple's. OP. I never said she did anything wrong. She didn't tell me she had a stalker. One was family. One that knows where we live and has seen our children. I have not once blamed her for getting assaulted. I am angry because, in our entire marriage and relationship, not once did she trust me to tell me she was hurting. She was scared and traumatized. What does it say about our bond if she can't be open with me? I will give her every last bit of support I can. I won't ever blame her. I need this separation because she has lied about something so big. Never once, in our entire relationship, has anyone trusted me with something this big. She needs help, and I will give her the help and support she desperately needs. But I want her to know she didn't do right by me by lying about this all these years. That man knows where we live. He could have hurt our children. I need her to heal fully before I can start rebuilding our relationship. Jaskin has. You're upset because this man knows where you live and could have hurt the kids. He did hurt and assault your wife. And your response is to separate and leave her alone in the household, where he knows she lives, and could possibly assault her again in your absence. Like, are we really looking at this realistically? OP. She's not alone. My sister stays with her at night, and I spent the day there. I just stay away during the night. I asked her parents. The man skipped town 2 months ago, right after everything happened. I found out everything 4 days ago. To his mom. I just reread your original post regarding cheating, and am now totally confused. Your wife has a stalker who attacked her, and she felt she couldn't be honest with you about that. Why? I get that you left because you thought she cheated, and she did not deny that for whatever crazy reason. But I do not understand why you're not edited to add the very important missing word back in your home with your wife and kids now that the truth has come to light. Is she pressing charges against her assailant? Does she want you to come home? I am all for self-care, and whatever you need to do to process this terrible situation. But come on, man, don't be a victim shamer. and an unreliable father, just because you need space to reflect on your wife's assault. OP. I was back home and tried helping her. But her idea of reconciling is getting intimate. And I genuinely don't think it's the right way to go about coping with what happened to her. It's not a divorce. I'm just living at a separate address because every time I'm home and I don't let her get intimate with me, she thinks I hate her. According to the therapist's suggestions, her coping mechanism is unhealthy, and she needs to get therapy before we reunite under the same roof. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking care of the kids. I'm in the house during the day. Just that I didn't stay the night. I'm not trying to shame her. Trust me. I'm hurt about the lying, but the separation is not a punishment. A therapist suggested a solution to help her take healthier measures to cope. It's called legal separation because spouses have two addresses now. Lady going up. You have known all this for 4 days, and already she saw a therapist who suggested a separation. It seems odd and very quick. OP, not seen. It was those online interview things you do to get a brief idea of whether this therapist is for you or not. And I've been talking to a lawyer who suggested a therapist for almost a month now. Thank you for watching the video.